Solana will pump. AMC and GME has finally found its bottom. Today we're going to be talking about on today's live stream Solana, what my thoughts are on Solana, Bitcoin updates, and as usual we're going to go ahead and talk about the DXY, see what happened over the weekend, and as for those that have been holders of AMC and GME, what we could be expecting moving forward, right? So really good news in my opinion. So let's go ahead and get started with today's stream. Hope all of you are having a wonderful day today. Do me a huge favor and comment down below a project you want me to go ahead and talk about. Could be a meme token, could be any project. If you want to go ahead and talk about a meme token, feel free to go ahead and post a smart contract down below in order for us to go ahead and check it out, right? So it looks like we are officially live, so that's a good sign to go ahead and see. Awesome possum. Just want to make sure we are good. Okay, we are good to go. Now let me go ahead and start sharing this with my community, right? How's it going, Happy? Hope you're having a good one today. Let me go ahead and tell everybody, everyone, we are live. All right, so we got that out the way. Now let's go ahead and go over on Twitter. Hey, Mia. I see a Mark, sorry. I know it's Mile, I believe it's pronounced. We are live. Okay, so we got that out the way. And let's go ahead and do the last one. Let me just go ahead and pull out my phone right here just so we could get the comments a lot easier. Awesome possum, we are officially freaking live. Good to go ahead and know. So markets are a little slow, right? Obviously. Welcome everybody. Do me a huge favor, smash that like button for me. It does help the algorithm. And as I mentioned, feel free to go ahead and let me know down below if you want me to go ahead and talk about any project specifically. Let me go ahead and post these last messages onto the community. Awesome. So we are good to go. Let me go ahead and get the stream going. Just unfortunately have to do everything manually. Hey, how's it going, Caleb? Hi, good day. Hope you're having a good one today, Caleb. How's your day going so far? So let's go ahead and get this party started, right? So let's go ahead and take a look with Bitcoin, right? Let's go ahead and talk about Bitcoin. What's going on with Bitcoin right here? One thing that I've noticed here looking at the 4 hourly, we have noticed it looks like Bitcoin is forming this inverse head and shoulders pattern, which is actually a really freaking bullish pattern in order for an uptrend, right? So right now where I want to go ahead and see is Bitcoin break past this $42,000 range. Ideally, let's call it 43,000, right? Let's say 43,000, it holds and breaks above it. We will be approaching Bitcoin at $44,000, and I do believe my price target, personally, my opinion only, is $57,000 Bitcoin, right? If we do go ahead and lose a strong area of support right here at around, let's call it 41 or even, $40,000, this is going to look very bearish for Bitcoin, and we could be expecting to go all the way down to $37,000 to $32,000, right? That is the bearish case scenario, but so far is looking actually pretty good for Bitcoin. I'm not going to lie. The reason why I'm starting off with Bitcoin is due to the fact that right now, unfortunately, the market has been moving very closely to Bitcoin, right? So a lot of people have been asking me, what's going on with altcoins? What's going on with the memes? Or are they dumping? Well, the reason why is because we have a lot of undecisiveness in the market, right? That's what we're seeing right now at the moment. But bullish case scenario is we're seeing two big bullish patterns here, turning out. We have the inverse head and shoulders pattern, which is really bullish. I just want to go ahead and see Bitcoin break and hold above 43,528. As I mentioned, we do lose a strong area of support around 41,984. It is going to be looking very bearish, and we will be seeing $32,000 to $37,000 Bitcoin. But right now, so far, is looking pretty good on the daily, right? So I do believe my price target for Bitcoin will be around $57,000 in the next coming weeks, maybe month and a half, right? And then taking a look at Solana, I do believe there's going to be one last final pump for Bitcoin before we have the, what is it called? The altcoin, the Bitcoin halving. So that's what I think is going to happen. So let me go ahead and clear out this chart right here for Solana. And this is what I'm still looking at, right? Looking at the daily on Solana, it's still looking kind of okay, not the best, but not the worst, right? We are in this very critical area where, similar thing with Bitcoin, if we do lose this area of support, we will be seeing Solana come back down to $70 and then ideally coming within this range of $59 to $50, right? So this could be very, very bullish or very, very bearish. If we do see this breakout to the upside, which to me on the daily looks like two patterns are forming, right? We have the cup and handle pattern forming as well with Bitcoin, and we're also forming this inverse head and shoulders as we also see for Solana. I'm telling you, it's literally following the same thing as Bitcoin. You can see the inverse head and shoulders pattern forming for Solana as well. And then the third pattern is we have this bull flag pattern right here forming as well, right? So for everybody holding on to memes, especially GME and AMC, if we do see this breakout on Solana to the upside and we do approach this $110 range on Solana, I do expect $144 be around the corner, and this will mean that a lot of the freaking memes will be making new all-time highs, right? So for everybody that has been a AMC holder, shout out to the community. We've gone through a lot of I know a big correction has happened within the community, but we've also had that correction happen with GME, right? So for many of you, it might be a buying the dip opportunity. I'm still holding pretty strongly. I'm very confident with the narrative that we're pushing here with the community. We've worked really hard to get to where we're at today. And without the community, we wouldn't be able to achieve that 12 million market cap that we hit, right? We're still hot trending right now. We're hot trending number 9, 1.56 million in 24-hour volume. Market cap is slightly low to 1.79. But what we could actually go ahead and see is that GME is following a very similar narrative, right? They move very, very close to each other. GME is slightly pumping right now. It looks like it's getting ready to get out of this breakout right here. We did talk about this on Friday. We did have actually a fake out right here to this uptrend. It kind of faked everybody out thinking we were going to go up higher. Unfortunately, we broke down to the downside, right? So we do see this head and shoulders pattern, which is a very bearish pattern, right? So typically once we do go ahead and see us break out of this consolidation and we retest these areas of resistance, 0.07, we could see GME break out of this range right here and go up even higher, making new all-time highs, right? Market cap on GME, its all-time high was around 81 million. And that also means that if you're a holder of AMC, we could be approaching next 20 to 30 million market cap coming soon, right? So I think right now for AMC is looking pretty good. I know it might be very scary. I know people are scared, but I'm telling you, chat, I was there from the beginning. I was there from over here when it pumped. When I actually entered AMC at around 400K market cap. Then it pumped to around almost $1 million, and then from $1 million, I ended up dollar cost averaging in the high 800s, 900s, and then it dumped all the way down to $100,000, right? So that was really, really scary, but I was still very confident about my position. And then literally after that stream was ended, it literally just pumped all the way above 3 million market cap, right? So we did hit all-time high on AMC of 12 million market cap. Literally, we had all the odds against us. We had literally everything that was just terrible, right? Dex Tools was an update. We got our Twitter suspended. Like, it was just bad, right? Now we actually have, you know, our Twitter updated, our logo updated. Right now, the team is working, the community is working on getting CoinGecko listed and then CoinMarketCap. And then as well, we did have a AMA with Wall Street Bets on Saturday, right? So we are seeing a lot of people with that awareness of the AMC and GME short squeeze that we had back in the stock market. And that's really where the excitement's coming in from, right? So I'm still bullish on AMC. I will be doing another video on that today. But to everybody that is on live right now, you get to go ahead and get that exclusive information, I guess, right? Without having to wait. So same thing with AMC. I mean, there's a lot of unfortunate events right now that have a lot of influence into the crypto markets, which we will be touching on and talking about today. But ideally, as I mentioned, we just need to go ahead and see GME do its thing. As soon as we see the market do its thing, whether it's break up to the upside or to the downside, downside, the market's going to feel a little bit more confident on to where to decide the market's going to be heading, right? So that's really what we're waiting for. And updating, looking at the fear and greed chart, we do see greed at around 60. So we're going to see on later on today's live stream, second live stream, what the update is. If we're still in these greed territories, with this greed just shows us that there's a lot of people that are feeling very, very bullish about the market, right? They're wanting to buy Bitcoin, and we have pretty much all the right signs. We just have to be patient and wait. Hopefully it goes in our favor. If it does, we're going to make a lot of freaking money with GME and AMC and a lot of these other meme tokens, right? If we do see that Solana breakout to 144 and above. And ideally, we could even hit 150, right? So I think this is going to be the last pump before altcoins, before the Bitcoin halving. I think Bitcoin's going to pump, have like a little last shakeout where we push to $57,000 or 55, and then we have the dump, 40%, 30% correction. Then we have, you know, the halving, and then people kind of forget about it, and then we have the next run up leading onto November and December. Those are pretty much my thoughts with the market. How's it going, Jonathan? Hope you're having a good one. Dan, AMC Army. Yes, dude, AMC Army for live, man. Can we have a private chat? Yes, we could. You could go ahead and reach out to me on Twitter if you'd like. Reach out to me at ALTCOIN John. Feel free to message me as well. Just be very, very careful for anybody who's in my private Discord. It is free, but it is private. So if you want to go ahead and join that, go ahead and make sure to join or follow me on Twitter if you want. You don't have to follow me on Twitter, but you can go on Twitter and join with the link right here. It's completely free. I do give you like updates and, you know, some information about hot tokens. Like, for example, I have a list of news we're going to talk about today. Some tokens as well as hot trending tokens, which literally my community only gets it for free if you go ahead and join my Discord, right? It's completely for free, doesn't cost you anything. It literally, all you have to do is just go on to Discord. But with that being said, just be very, very careful with anybody trying to impersonate me, messaging you on Discord if they ask for, you know, money or click on links. Just be very, very careful. I've been getting a lot of messages from people getting random friend requests from people on Discord trying to act like me, right? Very similar name and everything. So just be careful. Free NFT I just launched. Nice. Let's go ahead and check this out. 193 sold of 700 101s. That's really cool, man. Congrats. Marco, how's it going, Marco? Hope you're having a good one, bro. Got one. Looks really cool, Dab. Nice. What is this? Let's see. How do I mint? Oh, I have to connect my Solana wallet. So we could go ahead and mint one right now on live. Let's go ahead and mint one of the NFTs that Dabmaster looks like he minted. And by the way, shout out to Dabmaster, man. Hope you're having a good one today, bro. How's the weather out there in Oregon? It's a little cloudy over here where I'm at right now. Let's see. I'm back in LA, so let's go ahead and connect the wallet real quick. Okay, I'm connecting my wallet. And how do I mint this? Okay, mint. How many can I mint? Can I mint 20? Let's see. Nice. I just minted 20 NFTs, I think. Let's see how many go through. These are really cool NFTs, by the way, man. Nice. I just minted all of them. Okay. I was only able to mint 3, I guess. I don't have enough money on that wallet. Most of my all my AMC is on a bonk buy, so I don't have my AMC. I'm not holding on to AMC on my Phantom wallet. I'm holding it onto my. Nice. These are really cool, dude. Really freaking cool. This is sick. Well, shout out to Dabmaster, man. Go ahead and check out the mint, by the way. It's completely free. All you have to do is just pay gas fees, which I ended up minting. I was able to get three of them. So that's really cool. So there's a limit of 20, I believe. That's really cool. Nice. Yeah, this one's freaking sick. It kind of reminds me of Boondocks. I'm not sure if anybody has ever watched the Boondocks, but yeah, shout out to all of you, man. Glenn gave me this this NFT right here. I appreciate you. Dabmaster actually gave me this a while back as well. Thanks to you. And then Billy Blockchain actually gave me this this Rhino. Really, really cool. So thanks for all the support. I don't know who gave me this. This is just like a random NFT that I got. I'm not sure if it's real or if it's fake, but I got sent that. These are freaking scams, chat, so don't click on these. When you get these on your Phantom wallets, these are freaking scams. So be very, very careful when it comes to these. When you see like, oh, you got rewards from Jupiter launch or some BS like that, that's completely fake. But now I have 3 more NFTs from the Renaissance. So really freaking cool, man. Shout out to you, bro. Really appreciate you. Like the artwork a lot. And for any of you that have, they're working on a project or any of that, feel free to share it with the community down below. We're more than glad to go ahead and support every one of you, and that's what we're here for, right? We're here to support each other when it comes to anything that we do Web3 related, or even Web 2, right? If you have a business and you'd like anybody from the community to support, feel free to shout it out. I have no problem. It's all about helping each other. But let's go ahead and take a look at GameStop. And it looks like Dabmaster says, yes, you could mint as many as you like. Nice. Marco says Solana dies this year. I never liked Solana, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never liked Solana, but I've always been quite bullish on Solana, and that's only because of institutional money right behind it, right? We also have a lot of the meme tokens taking off on Solana. So as much as I don't like Solana and I think it's overhyped, I think Solana is here to stay, right? And we're also seeing a lot of people, a lot of the ETH maxis turn into Solana boys too now. So even I did, you know what I mean? Like I never really dabbled into Solana memes until, I met Vernon and he was talking about Bonk and all of that. But now like I'm really dabbling into the space of the Solana meme. So as much as I don't like Solana, I think Solana is going to be a big player. And I do see Solana approaching $500 plus, in this next bull run. I think even potentially $1,000, right? So I totally understand that, but I kind of completely disagree, and that's just because institutional money is right behind him. Dinero, how's it going, John? I'm ready for AMC to get sent. I am too, bro. I am too. I did see you earlier today, Dinero, so thank you for being on the VC on Telegram for AMC. For all those that don't know, I am actually an admin on the Telegram for AMC. It is a fully community-driven project, but I've been there since literally the beginning when it launched. So I did, I asked, what was it, Mike? I asked Mike at the time. He was like the one who was running the whole entire AMC show because the developers left. I asked him, I was like, hey, bro, like if you need any help, like I'm more than glad to help you out, So like I do pop in here in the AMC Solana community. So I do have, I do go ahead and reach out to the community there. I do talk a lot. I do help with the raids. I'm not there, constantly, but as you see, I just posted this, and this is really for everybody that's in the AMC space. A lot of people are newcomers into crypto, right? So I do want to say congratulations for, being there at the AMC community. It's really, really fun. We have raids. We have a really good time. Like literally, right now we're not as active because people are working and all that, but there is certain times when we have like over 30 people in VC, right? And we did have that last week when we were pumping like crazy, right? We were putting in a lot of freaking work. So now it looks like we have new admins in the space helping out because it's very difficult to go ahead and do this all with a few people, right? So we have been really, really active there on the AMC chat. Obviously, like as I mentioned, there's really no difference between me being an admin on the Telegram on AMC besides the fact that, I help raid with the post, but that's about it. You know what I mean? So like, not like we have any tokens. We don't have anything extra. The only thing that I could definitely go ahead and tell you is that the great thing about this is I share a lot of my knowledge there on the AMC Telegram, right? So I try to encourage everybody who is in the AMC Telegram to understand how and what and why the market moves a certain way, right? We have to understand there's a lot of people that are new into the space of crypto, and a lot of people, sometimes panic when they see these dumps. I completely understand. I understand your pain, man, especially if you bought in high on AMC. I was fortunate enough to buy in at the lows, but I did also buy at the highs, you know, this Saturday. I accidentally sold a position, like a 30% on my position on AMC using BonkBot by accident, right? I didn't mean to sell my position, and I ended up selling at 3 million market cap. Well, I mean, yeah, I was in profits, but guess what? I re-entered at 3 million market cap. I ended up putting all my money back that I accidentally sold, and I re-entered at 3 million market cap. So my position's already down like 80%, right? So you have to understand that when it comes to tokens like this, it's very hard to predict the top or bottom. But when it comes to tokens like this, all you could do is just dollar cost average. I did that, you know, I saw my bag go up from right here at the zone right here, and then it dumped 80%, and everybody was laughing, saying it wasn't going to come back. And then next thing you know, we hit 12 million market cap, right? So right now we're back at the 1.74 million. As long as we continue to hold this area of support, we should be good, and we should be seeing a reversal coming soon, in my opinion, right? This could be, you know, completely wrong, but I'm very confident with what the community has going on here, and the same thing with the narrative of GME, right? I don't think GME is going to be over, because the community is going to be pushing for that 100 million plus market cap, right? And the AMC community is also doing the same thing. The reason why I'm so bullish about AMC is because of how, you know, how community driven we are. We're a very, very tight community. Literally everything that anybody in the community as a holder, whether you hold $10, whether you hold 25 cents, your ideas are all looked upon the same as a person who has a bigger bag, right? We are a fully community driven project, meaning if you have an idea to go ahead and push to the community, we're more than welcoming that idea, right? So that's a good thing when it comes to these community driven projects. The bad thing and the bearish thing about it is that, you know, we don't have team tokens. We don't have no team tokens. We're not developers in the token, so we don't have any money for marketing, right? The only marketing is word of mouth. It's the community shilling and the community donating money, right? There's been a few chads in the VC that literally have donated money just to help us help their own bag, because at the end of the day, they're helping their own bag as well, for us to get like DEX tools updates, DEX screener, you know, all of that. So like really that's the bearish thing when it comes to community driven projects, is that, you know, typically the developer dips and there's no coins for us to have for marketing. So it's really up to the community to decide where the price goes, right? So I do feel very bullish on AMC and GME. I will continue to go ahead and hold on to this position and be very bullish with the narrative. We'll see where things go. Obviously, if Solana does break past that 144 range, we could be expecting AMC and GME make new all-time highs along the ways with all these other meme tokens right here. So if you're bullish on Solana meme tokens, and Solana does break up to the upside, then it's going to be very, very bullish. If we do break down to the downside, it's going to be very bearish, I'm going to be honest with you. But the only projects that will succeed are the community-driven projects, right? So if Solana was to go ahead and dump from here, there's going to be either two case scenarios, right? The projects that are in on the Solana-based tokens, they're going to pump a lot because the community is so freaking bullish, or it's gonna be completely dead, right? And if Solana pumps to 144, it's gonna 100%, I don't want to say guaranteed, but it's your bags are going to moon on pretty much any Solana token that's on there, right? Because when Solana pumps, a lot of the ecosystem is being used, thus pushing the price action of the tokens up even higher on the meme tokens, right? So very, very bullish on that with Solana. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Let's go ahead and see where things go with this. Let's go ahead and read some comments, and then let's go ahead and get up and running. You can mint as many as you want. Shapu, how's it going? Damn, I might get a couple. I just got a few, man. That's dumb, Marco. Sol is going to thrive this year. That's what Kavo is. Just remember, we all have our own opinions, right? We shouldn't be calling each other, you know, dumb. I think we should be respectful to one another, and we should go ahead and be okay with opinions of other people, right? Some people might think, you know, Bitcoin might be dead, or maybe it's the next revolutionary freaking technology, right? So we just have to be very, very careful, but just welcome all ideas, right? I think we should be open to welcoming different ideas. Dabmaster says thanks. Let's go ahead and see what else. Shapku says love me some 101s. Heck yeah. Just minted 10. My first Solana NFTs just came from ETH and probably not going back. Nice, man. Yeah, Solana is really nice, bro. The gas fees are great. You know, transacting on how quick you get your money has been great. Like, I haven't loved Solana this much in like forever, dude, to be honest. Sold out. Nice, Dabmaster. Dabmaster just freaking sold out, bro. Congratulations. Congratulations on these NFTs. The Renaissance. These just sold out. Yeah, you can't get them anymore. 100%, man. Congratulations. 700 NFTs. Really, really nice, bro. Congratulations on that. It's really cool. So we got that. And let's go ahead and talk about, we talked about AMC, we talked about GME. That's really the quick updates. Really all we can do is as a community just push the price action and really believe in it. And yeah, so let's go ahead and read some comments real quick before I move on to the news that I want to talk about. Dabmaster says sold out. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Dabmaster. Thanks for letting us know. Jonathan says, I'm now in Dragon Coin, Solana Dragon, and Slow Long just for the Lunar event, LOL. That's funny, man. Can you go ahead and post the smart contracts down below? Let's go. Right on, man. Good that I got 10 instead of 2. Yeah, I was only able to get like 4 NFTs, man, unfortunately, because I didn't have enough gas fees. But for any of those that want to go ahead and load up on Solana to buy AMC or GME or any of these meme tokens we'll be talking about today, I would definitely recommend all of you to check out BingX and MEXC. Both of these platforms are non-KYC. One of my preferred platforms right now at the moment is BingX. I literally got over $600 just from depositing money and trading. Very easy to hit those bonuses, like free money, dude. And as well, if you need a VPN, check out NordVPN, offering 69% off with 3 months extra. All the links are down in the description if you want to go ahead and load up on Solana with no KYC. So if you want to buy a GME and AMC or any of these meme tokens with non-KYC, check out those 2 platforms, right? Very easy to create an account. Literally takes less than 3 seconds to create one. And let's go on to the freaking charts. Let's go ahead and talk about what we saw on the market over the weekend, right? So we saw the DXY do an inverse head and shoulders pattern, right? So for everybody that is brand new to the channel and is just tuning in right now and is not aware, the DXY typically going up is a very bearish thing for the market. Every time the DXY goes up, we see a hit on Bitcoin. So right now the market is kind of taking a hit. So is the US markets. So right now we could be seeing a continuation to the upside on the DXY. I do expect some sort of resistance at around 104 before the breakout. If we do see that, we will see some green in the market. But right now, so far, the DXY is showing a lot of strength in the dollar, which is not good for the crypto market, right? And now taking a look at the US 100 right here, we do see the US 100, which is the NASDAQ, did take a hit today as well on the stock market, right? So you're like, John, why the heck are you talking about the NASDAQ, the stock market, when it has nothing to do with crypto, right? So what's going on right now is that Bitcoin moves very closely to the stock market, unfortunately, especially with the fact now that we have the Bitcoin ETF, it's even more influenced by it. So right now we are reaching some sort of resistance. I do believe this thing's still going to continue to push to the upside. So we could be seeing a continuation on this breakout on the US 100, but don't be surprised if we do see some sort of retracement before we see another major leg to the upside, right? And the reason what and why we got these kind of news is that I don't even want to laugh about this, but we literally had the freaking US launch missiles in Iraq and Syria as of, I think, Friday noon, right? So we talked about this, and I told all of you, like, be very, very careful what we were going to see and what we're going to see in the next coming days. You know, stock market ended green on a Friday, which typically means there's something going to be coming along of news. And I told all of you, be very, very careful. There's a high probability, you know, the US is probably going to launch an attack somewhere. More than likely, you know, Iran I talked about, and that's exactly what happened over the weekend. So a lot of things over the weekend happen, and this is kind of like where a lot of people are kind of panicking. They're not too aware of what's going on. Typically news like this, they're kind of bullish. They're bullish for the markets, Chad. They're very bullish for the markets when there is war. And that's currently what's going on right now at the moment, right? So unfortunately, it kind of sucks that people have to go ahead and die in order for dumb things like this to happen. But that's just kind of the world that we live in. And the more you understand where things happen, the more the narrative of what's coming along you're able to predict, right, with a higher probability rate. And that's really what technical analysis is all about. It's really just probability rates. You know, I don't know where the market's going to go. No one freaking knows. All we could do is just predict and analyze things, and then just kind of make our own decision on where we think where things will go. But besides that, the only people that really know are the people inside doing insider trading. Besides that, no one freaking knows where the market's going, right? So, we actually have Gregory Mannarino post this. He sent this over on email, and this is what I want to go ahead and showcase you guys, right? Immediately after the closing bell in the New York Stock Exchange, the U.S. began a heavy military strike against multiple Iranian targets. Large military strikes are almost never done during market hours. We talked about that. Whenever we have some sort of war breakout, some sort of military attack, it never happens during the U.S. stock hours that are operating, right? It's always after close or over the weekend. That's always the case that happens, right? Why? In order for traders not to react to the news. So if coming the news, something bad happens and they're in long positions, guess what? They're getting wrecked as soon as the market, freaking opens. And this is what Gregory says, this is never done during market opens. Do you really think this is just a coincidence? It's not, man. We've been talking about this for literally these last couple of weeks. And I even told all of you, be aware of what really happens, right? Like no one knows, but it's really quite obvious where all of this is really heading, because, this attack happened last week as well. On Friday of last week, same thing, or Saturday, same thing happened. 3 U.S. soldiers got attacked, and the markets kind of reacted like kind of bullish with it. They reacted like they knew some sort of war's coming. So you can kind of track down what their steps that they're doing all the time. It's quite interesting how people don't see this. I mean, Gregory says this: I've been warning my audience on YouTube for weeks about how the U.S. strike on Iran would pay out. I even nailed the timing of the U.S. strike on Iran almost down to the day, saying it would likely happen this weekend. I said the same thing. I watch him all the time. I've been watching him for over, since 2017. I met him in person. Really cool guy. I guess someone that I really look up to. But yeah, same narrative. And I know because the news that he's always said has been pretty spot on, right? I also predicted the timing of the U.S. strikes on Yemen nearly down to the minute, putting out a video that morning which stated in the title that a U.S. strike on Yemen was imminent. This war has absolutely nothing to do with retaliatory strikes for U.S. service members who were killed in Jordan, nor any other attacks on U.S. bases in this area, nor does it have anything to do with shipping coming under fire in the Red Sea by the so-called Iranian support militant groups. On the 3rd of January 2014, Iran, which is the founding member of OPEC, joined the BRICS alliance. Iran now aligning themselves along with Saudi Arabia, and the BRICS alliance present a direct threat to the U.S. dollar reserve status, and that is what this war is about. The U.S. has remained the world reserve currency only because of one thing, and that is the agreement which exists between the U.S. and OPEC nations, which guarantees that the U.S. military will protect and defend the oil belonging to OPEC nations. Ever wonder why there is a large U.S. military presence in the Middle East? It has nothing to do with terrorism or stopping terror. It's about protecting oil. Within the agreement between the U.S. and OPEC is an accord from OPEC. This accord states that in return for U.S. military protection, OPEC oil, they would price their oil in U.S. dollars. Having OPEC price in their oil in U.S. dollars has a massive win for the Federal Reserve. Now that any nation wishing to purchase oil from OPEC would first have to convert their currency into U.S. dollars to purchase oil. This mechanism in turn creates an ever-expanding demand for U.S. dollars. However, over the last several years, various nations have sidestepped to what has become known as a petrodollar process and has instead been purchasing OPEC oil using their own currency, therefore has increased demand for Federal Reserve notes. From day one, the BRICS alliance has been sought to reduce hegemony? I never heard of that word, of the US dollar in the world stage, which has not gone unnoticed by the Federal Reserve. What this war is really about is sending a message to the BRICS alliance, and that message is: do not threaten the US dollar reserve status. A message which is being sent directly by the Federal Reserve, whose enforcement arm is the US military, including its unclear our arsenal. The U.S. will never directly or indirectly attack Saudi Arabia or its interests, so Iran is a target and the message is clear. What we can expect from a market standpoint from this war is drop in U.S. bond yields. This turn should open a doorway to cash to make its way into the stock market. The initial reaction to the stock market may be move lower, which we saw today, by watching the bond yields, and I expect they will drop. That would be a buy signal for stocks. Commodities may also take an initial hit on a knee-jerk stronger dollar fear trade, which again may hit stocks initially. From an economic standpoint, this war will be proactive, will give a boost to US GDP. This jump in US GDP will be touted as a stronger economy and not because of this war, right? So very, very crazy with what we just read there. Not really surprising. We kind of talked about this like literally last week. We had like this conspiracy talk with the community, and we talked about how, you know, typically when we have wars like this, people kind of overreact to the market. And that's what we're seeing right now, right? We have people kind of overreacting to the market. I mean, it's quite scary, kind of like people don't know what's going on. This is the reason why we haven't really seen the markets do much, right? But if we were to expect some sort of downtrend for these next couple of days, which I wouldn't be surprised, we could go ahead and be seeing the markets, the US stock markets, like the US 100, take a lower hit. But in the meantime, when we see that reversal, we're just going to continue to climb up even higher, right? Which is bullish for the market. So we talked about how typically with war, it is bullish, as crazy as it sounds, but that's the reason why the markets are down, right? We have, you know, this attack that's going on, this war that's going on that people are fearful about, and this is gonna push the market up even higher. You just read the article. We just read the article together with Gregory Manarino, right? So pretty much we've been spot on too on our channel, right? We talked about possibilities like this happening literally on Friday. I think it was Friday or Thursday. I literally talked about like it was actually Friday. I told all of you, be very, very careful. Before the market closed, I said, be very, very careful. Market has now closed. More than likely, the US is going to go ahead and strike Iran. That's what I also said on Friday. And then literally later on that day, when I decided to live stream again for the second time, I get the news Iran was striked by the US. So, you know, you can't make any of this up. And the only reason why you're able to know this is because of the fact that they're pretty predictable with what they do, right? They've done this in the past since November. They've done it for years. It's always usually these attacks happen never during the stock market open. It's always during the close, right? And it's usually towards a big event. You know, what event that we have this weekend? Well, not only was it Friday that they did it on, but they also had Super Bowl weekend, right? So that's kind of a way that they do it to, you know, kind of hide things from the masses and kind of keep them distracted. So you just have to be aware. And the more aware you are of the markets, the more you understand where the markets are heading. And when you see opportunities such as like AMC or GME dump, or even your favorite meme tokens dump 80-90%, and you're panicking about what's going on, like this is the reason why we're seeing panic, because, you know, war is breaking out, people are freaking out, people are undecisive of what's going on, and they don't know what's going on, right? But if you're on the other table like you and I, and we understand the reason why the market's down, we understand the DXY, it's in reverse. We understand the US, what is the US 100 it's, you know, reaching these levels of resistance. We understand that there's war that's causing this fear for the market to the market overreact, which is mostly retail, is what we're seeing, right? So if you understand this, you're not going to have a problem loading up, holding, and buying the dip on a lot of your favorite projects. And that's why I tell all of you, you have to be aware of what's going on in the market, right? Because if you're walking around like a headless chicken, not knowing what's going on, you're going to panic. You're going to panic and you're going to sell the bottoms. Like imagine if, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but I'm just saying there's a possibility. Let's say this is the bottom for AMC, right? And let's say you sell right here because you're scared and you think this is going to dump. And let's say it doesn't dump. I'm not sure if it will. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But let's just say, for example, let's say this thing doesn't dump and instead this thing moons. Like, you're going to be left out freaking getting wrecked because you sold the freaking bottom, you know, and most people do that. You know, they either sell the bottoms because they don't understand what's going on with the market. They don't understand the narratives. They don't understand any of this. They're just going based off of emotion, right? We take emotion out of the table and we stick to what's in front of us, which is logical, right? Like I showed you all the reasons why the markets are down, right? Is there any other reason why the whole market's down? No. Like, stop overthinking it. I don't freaking know why. You know what I mean? I don't want to say I don't know. I do know. You know, the reason why the markets are down is because the US 100 is hitting an area of resistance. The DXY is showing a higher strength of the dollar. And that's the reason why the markets haven't really done much, right? So there really isn't anything else to overanalyze, right? Like, what else is there to overanalyze? US 100, resistance, DXY, inverse head and shoulders. It just so happened that all happened during some sort of war breakout. You know what I mean? So like, that's what you have to be aware of that. And if you understand those two, the two indicators you need to focus on is DXY and the US 100. The rest, you'll be able to know where the market's going, right? People are just overreacting to the events is what I'm saying. When an event happens, it just overreacts to the market. It just so happened that the market's overreacted because the DXY is already reaching an area of resistance as well. You know, it's breaking out to the upside. Same thing with the US 100. The US 100 is due for a correction, man. I've been talking about this with Bitcoin too. We're due for a correction. Bitcoin has at least received somewhat of a little correction, but I don't think this is over for Bitcoin either. But I do see more upside in Bitcoin and a lot of these altcoins before we see that 30-40% retracement, right? So with that being said, the only reason why we know that is because the markets are giving us the signs. It's not because some other dumb reason, right? So just keep that always in mind. And I hope all of you understand that. Hey, Tillery, how's it going, bro? Hope you're having a good one. Tillery says, damn, NFT sold out. Yeah, man, that was good. I got a good wallet for home. Nice. What is home? I can send you one, Tillery. What about Myro, bro, or some new gem? Yeah, we could talk about Myro. I do have a few gems right here that we're going to be talking about that I have a list of. I just wanted to go over, you know, the market sentiment of why the market's doing what it's doing. As I mentioned, I know people are panicking, they're scared, especially if you're in AMC and GameStop. Like, I've been through that dump. You know, I've been through the 80% correction on a lot of tokens. But I always understand not to be too fearful, because if you understand the narrative and you understand the markets that I just showed you, the indicators, you're okay. You're like, I've been warning my community about what we've been seeing these last couple days. So like, nobody in my community is shocked. Nobody is shocked in my community with what we're seeing. You know, we talk about this, and this is the reason why I say having awareness of what goes on in the markets, it's really key to not only for your mental state, but also when it comes to your trading and your investment positions that you're going to be entering, right? Like, if you're going in clueless, not knowing like any of this that we talked about, of course you're going to be buying the freaking tops and getting wrecked, right? But when you look at indicators like these that are accessible for everybody for free, then you're not going to be panicking, right? You're going to be like, oh, you know, John talked about this, and let's just buy the dip. You know what I mean? Because that's what I've been talking about these last couple of days. So nobody in my community is surprised or should be surprised, man. If you've been listening, you shouldn't be surprised. But if you are brand new to the channel, you know, smash that subscribe button and turn on post notifications. I do live stream twice a day, usually Monday through Friday, and I do try to push for Saturday and Sunday on live streaming twice a day. But you know, now you know, right? So now you know. So now you know how the markets move. It's really, really simple. But there is other influences in the background that most people don't know or understand, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at Myro. I did talk about Myro a while back. A lot of people got mad about the video that I made. I said Myro is pumping. I talked about bullish and bearish case scenarios. I told everybody about this. I know Mark had some short positions open on Myro, so congratulations on Mark for that. But I told a lot of you there was a possibility that 4 cents was coming around the corner, right? So that's what it looks like Myro actually hit. It hit around the 4 cent mark, and some people got mad. I told all of you on the video that I made, this is a head and shoulders pattern, which is very bearish. There's two possibilities. We might either see a consolidation right here before we see a major breakout, but if we do lose this area of support, we are going to be falling down to 4 cents. You can literally watch the videos that I talk about this, right? It's like people just either read the titles and don't watch the video, or watch the video and don't listen, right? I always give my bullish and bearish case scenario. I'm never one-sided on anything, not even the projects that I believe in or I'm invested in. I will never give you a one-sided opinion. I told everybody too as well with AMC, me knowing too that there was a possibility we were going to dump. I told a lot of you when I made a video a few days ago at around this range right here, and I mentioned, you know, if we do break this area of support, expect, or like right here, I mentioned, if we do break this area of support right here at the top, do expect a freaking 50 to 7% correction. And if you're bullish in the project, buy the dip. And that's exactly what it called, 80% correction, right? So even when I'm bullish in a project, I'm going to give you both bullish case scenarios. Same thing goes with AMC. If AMC, you know, holds this area right here, we're good to go. If we break past this resistance, we're mooning to 30 million market cap. If AMC dumps below here, I don't want to say we're done, because the community is going to continue to push this, but we are going to see another retracement to the downside, right? So I tell you all of this whether I'm bullish or bearish on a project, right? I always give you both case scenarios. So I'm never going to give you a one-sided, even though I really believe in a project, even though I'm heavily invested in it, I will never give you a one-sided option, right? So I don't want to hear anybody, especially on the Miro, you know, they're like, oh yeah, dude, you just pumped it. Like every influencer's like, bro, I freaking told all of you that there's a high chance we're going to consolidate in this. There's a high probability we're going to consolidate within the zone. If we don't, expect a breakout to 4 cents. You could even go back to my live streams from like literally a week or 2 weeks ago when I was talking about Miro dumping down to 4 cents, and it touched 4 cents and it's back up right now. You know, maybe this was just a fake out to wipe people out and now it's going to push back up. I don't know the freaking markets, you know, 100%. All I could give you is my probabilities of what I think they will happen, and then we just go based off that. And I usually always give, not usually, I always give my bullish and my bearish case scenario, right? So Miro, I still do believe that this thing's going to continue to break out to the upside. I would like to go ahead and see Miro break above 0.08 above it and hold above this area of support as you see right here. And then the next area will be breaking 0.18 cents. We will be seeing Miro hit 50 cents to $1, right? So Miro is looking pretty bullish in my opinion if you think this is a buy and a dip opportunity. So just be on the lookout for that. And that goes along with Solana in general, right? If Solana pumps, all these meme tokens are pumping, chat. All these freaking meme tokens are pumping to new all-time highs. So this is the reason why I wanted to make today's live stream, right? It's really, really important to keep that in mind. So with that being said, let me go ahead and show you the important news that we do have to talk about. Steven, how's it going, man? Yo, you should check out Zinco and Avik. I bought 20K worth of both, bullish as F. Nice, man. Really nice. Can you go ahead and share the smart contracts down below if you can? So let's go ahead and take a look at these news real quick. So we have right here, what is this right here? What was I going to show you? Dude, is this the right article that I was going to show you? I didn't even remember seeing that. Let's see. Hold on. Give me a second. I think that is. Oh, okay. I didn't see this one. That's I was a little confused. Anyways, let's read into this. So I guess Nayib Bukele, who is pro-Bitcoin, re-elected as Salvador's president, is what we have as news. I guess everybody's going to be very, very bullish about that. You know how El Salvador was very bullish on Bitcoin. We also hear rumors of Apple entering the crypto space. I wonder how that's going to be. So we're going to see where things like that go. I wonder if it's going to be something related to Web3 on the App Store. And now we're also seeing Facebook and Instagram to allow Bitcoin spot ETF advertising on their platforms. I'm not sure if any of you understand how big that is, but Facebook and Instagram, which are both owned by Meta, which is Facebook, you're not allowed to do advertising with crypto, right? Same thing with Google as well. They cracked down on advertising on crypto and blockchain pretty much on since back in 2017 when we had a lot of like the fake crypto miners. There's still scams going around, by the way, especially on YouTube. So be very, very careful on those freaking Michael Saylor videos that you see, like talking about, you know, this, you know, click on this link now, you know, that's BS, right? So be very, very careful. But yeah, advertising on crypto is very, very big now that they could go ahead and do, which is something that we weren't able to do in the past. So do expect more commercials related to crypto moving forward in the next coming months. You know, we're going to see a lot of that. So we also have X has already received money transmitting licenses in 18 states. So that's freaking crazy. I wonder what they're going to be doing there. Let's see what they do. Maybe they come out with their own digital freaking token. Elon Musk, you know, he's a very smart guy and he's really good at coming up with hype, right? He's like really good at hype. So we're going to see where he brings up with what we're seeing right now at the moment. We also see 177,000 Bitcoin accumulated by 9 ETFs and 75% of them being BlackRock and Fidelity. So you know how I feel about the ETF. I've always been quite bearish with it, and I'm not a big fan of it. You know, I don't think it's good for the space. People are going to argue otherwise. I say it's not, but I guess now we could go ahead and expect more of a stable Bitcoin with higher manipulation because big players in Wall Street are in. That's what I see, right? That's what I think in my head when I see what's going on. We also see right here in the charts, this week is the last week in the pre-halving downside phase before a major breakout, right? So this is what we're seeing right here. Some people are predicting, Rec Capital is predicting tomorrow will be the last week in the pre-halving downside phase, orange, before transitioning into the pre-halving rally phase, which is light blue. And you can see right here back in 2019, where we got into this consolidation phase, similar to what almost looks like we're doing on the daily before that major breakout to the upside, right? And that was leading into 2021, where we saw Bitcoin break out of that that what is it called, that phase, and Bitcoin halving, right? I completely forgot I keep on mixing it with altcoin season. I don't know why I'm thinking like altcoin season, the Bitcoin halving, so that's the reason why. But yeah, we're going to be seeing where things go right here. And it looks like we might be entering that consolidation phase before we see Bitcoin take off again, like we're seeing right here, right? We saw that back in 2019. People are screaming we might be seeing something very similar. I think every narrative is a little different. I don't think we're going to see it exactly that way, but who knows, right? We'll see. The top of Bitcoin bull is projected to be in December 2025, according to the past cycle. So that's actually quite funny. It's something that I've been talking about as well. You know, I've been telling the community a while back, these last couple weeks and months, that I believe the top of the market is going to be around, the 25th. That's going to be the last year of the bull run. We're going to have 2024 and then 2025 being the last 2 years, in my opinion, where we're going to see a lot of money coming into the market, right? So I do think, in my opinion, this might be the only and the biggest bull run we'll ever see ever in history. And I could be wrong, but I think this is because by after this bull run, we're going to have more control institutions being in the space, more regulation, right? So I do believe this is going to be like the final 2 years of like true DeFi platforms, where you're going to be able to make a lot of freaking money out of thin air, like buying tokens such as AMC or GME on Solana and on like just blockchain in general, right? I think that's going to be probably the last of that cycle before we start seeing major regulation step in, where they're going to prevent a lot of the things that we do, and the reason why we loved DeFi, because of freedom, right? But with freedom comes consequences, and those consequences are sometimes us getting hacked, things like that happening, right? So could be bullish, could be bearish, but according to the theory, Bitcoin could reach the top of the cycle on December 25th, 35 months during the duration of the bull run to come to an end. This bull market is far from over, lots of opportunities along the way. Make sure to take benefit of the correction. So it's actually great to see. I don't really follow too many influencers in this space. There's a good handful, like literally like 2 or 3 that I listen to when it comes to technical analysis. Besides that, I don't watch any of the major influencers because I feel like they're full of it and they don't even know what they're talking about. So I mostly only watch TA, analysts that understand charts, and not people that go based off emotion, and that's what most of these influencers go off of, right? But I've been quite bullish with this narrative, and it's really good to see traders talk about the same narrative as me, right? So it definitely makes me feel and think that I'm definitely in the right mindset of. I'm also seeing big traders that are respected saying a very similar scenario that I'm saying. And as I mentioned, I don't watch any of them. Like, I don't watch them because I think watching too many of them is probably going to rub that influence into me into giving my predictions, right? And I don't like to go ahead and do that. I like to go ahead and come up with my own analysis and see where I did right or what I did wrong, and then compare and contrast and learn from others, right? But I don't like to be influenced by other influencers due to the fact that it does influence the way I think when it comes to certain charts or any of that. That's why I don't like to be one-sided. I never will be one-sided when it comes to any of this, right? I'm always going to give you the both positive and negative on any project that we are trading or invested in, right? So we are seeing a few projects right here that I got a list of that are looking to do pretty good. We do see that Ethereum and the general market right now on the 4-hourly could have some upside. We are at this area of consolidation as well, right? Getting ready to make a major move. Who knows where that move is going to be? I'm pushing more towards the upside, but we'll see where things go. The overall altcoin market is a decision point right now. Start going up from here and get into a parabolic run, or pull back and retest the bear market range, which is healthier, and then start the markup phase. So as I mentioned, both scenarios, we either start the freaking altcoin season now, or we dump another 40 to 50%, and then it just takes us longer to get to our goal, right? So I'm hoping, crossing our fingers, that we do get that push to the upside before we get a correction. The total market cap channel has flipped green on the weekly, so I don't think that's too important for us, but let's read this right here. Ordus, I do want to talk about this too. Dinero Bet is sport betting casino crypto platform. This project is low cap that has already pumped quite a bit. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at Dinero later on. This one could be a nice little play right here. This is at 4 million market cap, and this thing could be seeing some sort of continuation to an upside on that. We also have Creos as a Web3 crypto wallet that has made it to onboard millions of users for mass adoption. This allows easy crypto purchases, seedless logins, and gasless transactions. So that sounds really cool, right? Creo, definitely be doing a video on Creo on that. No centralized listing yet, and no affiliated centralized listing. So that's over at 20 million market cap. That's insane, right? So really freaking cool on that. But besides that, that's pretty much it on my end. We do have a few, Bitcoin's updates right here that I do want to go ahead and showcase you. This inverse head and shoulders that we talked about right here. And, in the short term, Bitcoin is breaking out of the symmetrical triangle, targeting higher prices. So it seems like someone else is also bullish on this scenario. It looks like Seth is showcasing, that bullishness that most of us believe in. We push that, it's going to go to the upside, but the downside will be quite bearish if we do go ahead and get that. Rumors about, Apple entering the crypto space. I think we talked about that already, no? Yeah, so this is the rumors. According to Coinbase, many factors pressuring Bitcoin are getting exhausted. So let's go ahead and read into what those factors are, right? I wonder what they are. So what are these freaking factors, dude? Let's see what they say. It doesn't tell us. What the heck? Exchange Coinbase says many technical factors pressuring Bitcoin, crypto more broadly, and starting to be exhausted. I don't know. In January, Bitcoin recorded with the highest monthly trading volume since September of 2022. Well, that's because of the Bitcoin ETF hype. And we're also seeing now wallets with over 1,000 BTC grow from 199 to 2,000 in 2 weeks. So, we're seeing also like somewhat neutral articles. We're not seeing full on bullish or bearish, right? And that's kind of the problem that we're seeing right now in the markets. So let's go ahead and look at the Ichimoku cloud perspective is a trading indicator. We could be forming an inverse head and shoulders reversal pattern. This is a very important decision point. If we lose 41.5K, probabilities favor $35,000 Bitcoin revisiting, right? Which I also think that, visiting those levels, we could be seeing a $32,000. So according to Titan of Crypto, heading to $48,000 as expected. Bitcoin reached 43.93 past week and got rejected by Tekken for its first attempt to break in. Classic Ikomochi sequence. This is the same level to watch this weekend. If we were to break out 48.8K would be reached very quickly, in my opinion, and I completely agree with that, right? So let's go ahead and see. We're also seeing, in my opinion, some sort of cup and handle pattern, which I've been talking about these last couple days. So it's just a matter of a breakout when we have it, right? I'm pushing more for a bullish breakout, as I mentioned, as a technical analyst, if you want to call me, as a TA guy, as a charter, whatever you want to say. We're always going to be, going based on, off what the charts tells us, right? We're not going to go based off like anything else besides the charts. The rest is up to whatever people want to take it on, right? So I am pushing for more of a bullish narrative. I don't think we're in that bearish narrative yet, but we are at critical areas, right? And the critical areas, just to recap, is, if Bitcoin pumps, we're going to see Solana pump. We're going to see Solana, all Bitcoin has to do, as you see, bigger traders are also saying the same thing as I'm saying. And I don't watch these bigger traders, right? I only watch probably 2 traders because I don't like to be influenced by what I see in the charts. I don't like to, I don't want to be saying the same thing Bob is saying on his channel, because then I'm influenced by that person, right? I want to go ahead and say what's on my mind, what I think based on my opinion, and then go strong with that idea and then start seeing other ideas of what other traders are saying, right? And that's typically the way I kind of stay level headed, right? I don't like to get, you know, one-sided on this. So we do see that inverse head and shoulders pattern, and we see this breakout on Bitcoin, which I highlighted right here. This is an area of a short squeeze happening with Bitcoin, right? So this is the reason why I believe $48,000 would be around the corner if we were to break $44,000. And in my opinion, breaking this $48,000, chat, this will take Bitcoin to $57,000. And you're like, John, I don't buy Bitcoin. I don't trade Bitcoin. Why do I care about Bitcoin? Well, you should care about Bitcoin because Bitcoin influences the whole entire market, right? Bitcoin pumps, we're going to see a massive breakout to Solana as well. And Solana right now, if we break past this area that we're seeing, in my opinion, the 109, 110 chat, we're going to be seeing Solana reach 144 and above, possibly even $200 on Solana, right? And you're like, that's freaking cool, John. Well, I don't leverage trade. Well, keep this in mind. If that was to happen and you're invested in tokens such as AMC and GameStop and any of these Solana tokens, guess what's going to happen? New all-time highs will be freaking reached. So this could be one of those times in your life that you could either take the chance, throw in 50 bucks, 100 bucks, throw in whatever you could afford to lose. I'm not telling you that we are not in critical areas. We are at super critical areas. If it falls down, everything's kind of collapsing. The whole market's going to collapse, right? So expect a major dump, right? If we do see the areas that we're seeing on Bitcoin and Solana being held, expect a dump if we don't hold those areas. But if we do hold and break above them, which I'm cheering on for that, I'm more bullish than bearish. And you know how I keep it real, chat. I've been pretty spot on with my TA. You know, if this is the first time, this might be one of the first I get it wrong if the market doesn't go to the upside, right? So what I'm trying to tell you right here is, for any meme token, not just AMC, not just GME, if you don't believe in the narrative, then jump into whatever meme token you want, right? I'm not here to freaking convince you either, but I feel confident with AMC and GME, okay? If you want to ride the hype before it takes off one more time, which I believe it will, the next ride for AMC will be 30 million market cap. For GME, it's going to be 100 million market cap. So if you're looking to go ahead and jump into these trades because you missed them out, we saw GME hit as low as 33 million market cap these last couple days. Once GME breaks out of this area of resistance right here, chat, which we're not that far away. Let's just measure from this top to this bottom. We're about 18-19% additional for us to reach that area on GME, right? For AMC, it's AMC's like on steroids, right? Like when GME pumps, AMC does it like 20 times better, right? We were literally at 1 point something million when we started the live stream. Right now we're at 2.32 million, right? AMC needs a 44% breakout to the upside, and this thing's mooning, chat. Same thing with GME, right? Same thing with all these other Solana tokens. If Solana continues to pump, we're going to see a major breakout to the upside, right? We see that 110, we're approaching 144 and $200. This could be, and I'm just going to leave it as that, right? This could be the opportunity we've all been waiting for, right? The opportunity to buy the dips on your favorite communities. My favorite community is AMC. I've told you, I'm part of it. I'm helping the community. I really believe in it. I believe in the narrative. I feel connected to the community because I was actually in the real AMC and GME short squeeze. And I didn't get to have that feeling with Wall Street Bets, right? Because I didn't even know what Wall Street Bets was at the time. Like I only jumped in because my specialty when I traded stocks was trading short squeezes. That's the only thing I would focus on, right? So I understood AMC and GME before anybody really did in the internet, right? There was a very few people that saw the potential that AMC and GME had. I jumped in on both projects at very low prices. I jumped in at AMC at around $6. I jumped in on GME at around $6 as well. And I rode the wave all the way to 22 trading options, right? So I'm the kind of person that if I believe in a narrative, I'm going to stick to it, even though there's doubters out there. And what I'm trying to tell you right here is that not just on AMC or GME, if you don't care about these, then don't jump on them, right? But I'm pushing it because I truly believe in the narrative, and I think the narrative is going to catch a lot of people by surprise, right? You missed out on the opportunity when I told all of you over here. You didn't listen to me. A lot of you listened, and a lot of you made money, and a lot of you didn't. You know what I mean? I told all of you about the narrative right here. A lot of you missed out on that narrative. you still have a second chance to buy this last dip, in my opinion, before we see 30 million market cap and above, and you're left freaking again. You're left out on the freaking scenario again, right? Because I told you the reason why I'm bullish is because this thing has a lower supply than GME. Let's just call it five less of that supply. AMC is a 1 billion supply. Let's just say that GME is at 5 billion. 4 or 5 less supply. Meaning that if GME hits 100 million market cap, AMC is going to hit 30 million plus. And the only person that could determine that is you, the community, right? So for me, I didn't get to witness the Wall Street Bets, community thing. I feel like trading is like a really lonely thing. And that's why when it comes to, being part of a community, whether it's our Discord or meme tokens, it really feels people connected and united, right? Unfortunately, I didn't know anything about Reddit back when I was in the AMC and GME. I didn't know any about that. I literally just watched Dumb Money on Friday, I think it was, or Saturday. And I think it was a good movie. For me, it was an okay movie. I found it kind of entertaining for a bit, but it wasn't that big of a deal because I was actually in the short squeeze, right? Like I was literally in there making money on AMC and GME. And I remember how many people came together because of that narrative, right? So I understand the movement behind it. So the movie was good to watch because I think it was really cool to really see the back end stuff that I didn't know, like Kitty and all that. Like I didn't watch any of those. I know there's a few influencers at the time, but I wasn't influenced by any of those people because they weren't even there when I started buying AMC and GME. There was no YouTuber pushing AMC and GME except for like one guy, and I can't remember his name, who was pushing GME. But I remember I was like, dude, how is nobody talking about this? Like, this is going to be a short squeeze. And then out of nowhere, Roaring Kitty, I think was his name. I don't know. I guess he was like one of the first. And then we had like Trades, I think was his name. And then two other influencers that pretty much scammed their community. That's what they did. And see, I didn't have any of that when I was looking for those projects. And that's what I'm showcasing you right now. There hasn't been that many influencers talking about the narrative of AMC and GME. I feel connected on this because when I saw the movie, I was like, dude, that's so freaking cool. Like, I wish I was part of the Wall Street Bets, like, community part. Like, the money part was fun. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I had my own community at the time, like my own Telegram group, and my whole entire community was going crazy, right? But I didn't get to witness that Wall Street Bets community, right? Which I wish I would have. Honestly, I really wish I would have. Like, I wish somebody told me about this, and I wish I was more aware of this, and influencers at that time came out a lot sooner, right? Because most of them came out like towards like the end when the squeeze was already happening. I got in literally freaking early on when there was no influencers talking about it, right? And what I'm trying to tell you is that this is going to be the same narrative. You're not seeing that many influencers talk about AMC. You don't hear that many influencers talk about GME. You're getting more recognition on GME right now because I think they might have more money. That's what I think they have. Maybe more connections. Maybe they have a developer. I don't know. They say GME is community driven too. I would say otherwise because they're listed on major exchanges. But AMC is fully community driven, man. And like when I'm in there on the Telegram, like I have fun being there with the chat, dude. Like literally meeting people from all across the world. The same reason why I enjoy live streaming, right? Because I get to speak to every one of you across the global world. And we all share one thing in common, and that's the passion to make money in this space and crypto and blockchain, right? And for me personally, that's why I feel connected to AMC, because I actually went through that experience as a short squeeze. I also lost a lot of money on the short squeeze because they prevented the buy button. And this is our chance, not only for if you're a believer in AMC or GME, but if you are a believer of what happened in the stock market was wrong, right? This is really to push the narrative, to show you that we as a community are the ones that are going to be capable of putting the price action of whatever we want to our desire. There's no developers going to be dumping on the project because the developer left 30 minutes in. 30 minutes in, The developer left, you know what I mean, into the launch. He dumped the project and it died. You know, but the community came together and pushed the project since the bottom right here, since at these levels right here, and took it off to 12 million market cap with literally everything against our odds, right? Second, as well, we have the power as a community to decide what price and market cap AMC and GME go. Nobody is in control of that. At least for AMC, I can say there's no developers, there's no team tokens. The developer cheated literally as soon as it went live. There's no team tokens. Literally, the community has donated money to get DEX tools trending, to get DEX tools updates, to get DEX screener. That costs money, chat. It is not completely free. You know, to get this updated right here, this costs like about $700, which was actually on sale because typically it would be like $1,400, right? This, we got lucky that it was on sale, and the community paid only $700, right? We all put money together. There's even a few of them that ended up throwing a few $100s. Like, there was this one guy that's like, dude, AMC in real life changed my life, like the short squeeze, and this AMC literally made me enough money to literally pay off my mom's car, and for that reason, I'm going to donate 5 SOL to the community. Literally, people like that because they feel connected of the project. Whatever you do here, you push the community, you donate, whatever the case is, and we get listings or whatever it is, you're pushing your own bags, you know? You're working for your own bags. And that's what I love about the narrative with GME and AMC that people don't understand, is that no major influencer has been talking about GME just yet. And no influencer has talked about AMC yet. You know, I'm probably like the first and only, and I hope I'm not the only one in the next couple of weeks talking about AMC. And for all those that see the opportunity, you're gonna make really good money, right? If not, well, then I guess we all get screwed, right? If it doesn't go the way that we think it's gonna go, I guess we all lose together, right? But if it does turn out good, we all win together, right? And that's the thing about a community. It's like you all support each other, you all win, and you know, someone gets hit, everybody's gonna get hit, right? And I think that with this narrative right here, we as a community have the option to decide what price action AMC and GME are going to be, because there's no outside control that could go ahead and push that price action down, right? Besides whales, the token's very small, so whales could go ahead and influence this a bit, but as far as team tokens, no team tokens, no developers, no influencers to go ahead and dump on you. You know, I'm not going to go ahead and dump on my community, right? We're here to go ahead and make money, and I hope those that see the potential and see the opportunity take a small risk, even $50 to $100, right? Not financial advice. It's not helping me, right? I'm just trying to help the community, not only the AMC community, but I'm also trying to go ahead and have you get into an opportunity early on before anybody sees it, right? If you throw in $50 to $100, let's say worst comes to worst, right? You throw in $50 to $100, this thing moons, you have a couple grand in your pocket, right? You might not be a millionaire because you only wanted to throw in and risk $50 to $100, which is okay, right? And worst comes to worst, you throw in $50 to $100, right? Let's say coming in the next couple weeks, the narrative dies, and let's say, which is not true, right? Because the community is pretty strong. Let's say the community just decided not kind of to give up on the project, right? The project dies down. You only risk $50 to $100. So what is it to risk $50 to $100 to have a possibility of having another scenario of what we saw with the real AMC short squeeze and the GameStop short squeeze, right? Is $50 to $100 really going to break you down? I'm not telling you to put your life savings into this, right? I'm telling you, expose yourself to some AMC and GME. Choose whichever one you want. If you're exposed to one of them, I would highly would recommend for both of you for you to be exposed to both. Why? Because when GME pumps, AMC pumps. That's where we're seeing AMC pump right now. And we're going to see AMC pump even more because of GME pumping, right? AMC is more volatile. So when GME pumps 20%, you're going to see probably a 2 to 3x on AMC pump because of a lower market cap, right? You also have to keep in mind the supply of the tokens are very low. So that's what I would say. As I mentioned, this is solely, my opinion. Solely my opinion. I believe in a narrative. I believe in the community. I love the community. I love spending time there. I'm literally in VC preaching this, the same thing. and trying to educate as many people, because a lot of people are jumping in solely. I've met a lot of people on the AMC community solely jumping into AMC on Solana because they were part of the real short squeeze on the stock market. Or some of them are literally brand new fully to crypto and are entering crypto just because of AMC and GME on Solana, because they're actually people that trade the stock market, right? So there's a lot of influence and people are coming into the space just to go ahead and get that feeling once again of that community, right? So that's what I'm bullish on. You can go ahead and do your own decision on that. As I mentioned, it's not just AMC and GME that I think are going to pump. I think a lot of these projects will pump, especially the Solana based tokens, if Solana does break out to 144. You know, if it doesn't break down to 144, the only strong communities are going to be the ones that are going to be making an impact, and those that aren't strong enough are going to die down. And if Solana pumps to 144 and above and 110 and above, reaching 144 to $200, these meme tokens, all of them, even if they have a bad community, are going to pump. But those with the community are going to pump even more, right? Those with the strong narrative and community are going to pump. And that's what I'm seeing right here with these AMC and GME, that no one has really talked about it. Wait until the big influencers talk about it. The big 500,000 influencers, right? The ones with the big YouTube channels start talking about AMC and GME. That's going to be too late to buy. That's when you and I start selling. When we see the Bit Boys and all those big influencers talk about AMC and GME, that's when it's going to be the time for us to sell, right? So that's the opportunity we all have to make money. And if it doesn't go our way, you only lose 50 to $100. But if it goes your way, investing 50 to $100 could turn it to a couple grand, a couple $100, right? So let's see what crypto. Kyle, do you watch Jason Casper? I don't watch Jason Casper. I don't think I do. Let me see. What's Jason Casper? I don't know who Jason Casper sounds so familiar, dude. Jason Casper. Jason Casper. Let's see. No, I don't watch Jason Casper. I don't watch Jason Casper. I'll check him out. I'll subscribe to him. Yeah, no, I really don't watch him. This is literally like these are literally the two channels that I watch when it comes to trading, is Gregory Mannarino, which I'm going to watch after I'm done with the stream, and then I watch Blockchain Becker. But besides that, that's pretty much all I freaking watch, dude. I don't really watch much any other YouTubers. I watch those two, I guess. From markets, this guy's more Gregory Mannarino. I've watched him since 2017. He's called every top and bottom. I met him in person, really cool guy. I was in his channel since before he had over 10,000 subscribers, right? So I've been there from the beginning as well. So I have huge respects to him. Blockchain Becker, I just started following him because of Kyle. And then the two other people that I watch is Andy from Bitcoin Senses. That's another one that I watch. And then Sammy Loyal. That's the only people that I watch. And then the rest is I try to keep up to date with the financial markets, right? So like this guy right here talks about the car market, which is very heavily influenced in the US and worldwide of where we could see the market going, right? So for me personally, I like to stick to understanding the regular financial markets and how that works. And that's where a lot of my knowledge transitions into crypto, right? That's why I'm able to talk about, the DXY and all this other BS stuff that goes on in the markets, because I follow, people that talk about the regular financial market, the US stock market, right? Where they talk about the boring stuff that to me I find really interesting, right? So that's where I mix both my knowledge, stock market and crypto, and I just kind of put them together. But that's the only reason why I'm a little bit neutral when it comes to a lot of these things, because of that reason, because I really follow the traditional stock financial market and I'm aware of what goes on. And most people are just solely just focused on crypto, right? I think you need both. You can't let go of the stock market and not be knowledgeable of how the stock market works and be able to trade crypto successfully, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Most people that I know that are really good traders understand what moves the stock market. They understand how to read the stock market. Is there some people that are successful in crypto without understanding anything with the stock market? I'm sure. A lot of it could be luck. A lot of it could be insider trading, or whoever the case is, right? I really don't care either. But I would say in order to be, stay affluent to the markets, you have to understand how the stock market moves and what influences the economy overall, global economy overall, to a degree, to understand how the market moves, right? So there's a lot of factors behind this to begin with. But let's go ahead and read this real quick. Hi, John. Let's go. Awesome stream. I appreciate you, Ryan. Thank you. Crypto Kyle. How's it going, man? Do you watch Jason Casper? I don't. Tillery says it touched 28 million. I bought more. Mine's Shiba, Vegas, Inu, GME, and AMC. Let's freaking go. There's a show on Bitcoin about that influencer Kitty. Yeah, there is, dude. There's a show. I didn't know there was a show. I know there's a movie. It's called Dumb Money. I caught that dip on GME and AMC. AMC hit 15 million, got it at 16 mil. I mean, 1.5 mil and 1.6 mil. Nice, dude. That's a pretty good. That's a pretty good buy. Let's go ahead and check out what Steven has here for us. We went a little bit over our stream, but I really thought we went and talked about what I wanted to talk about. Right. I think it's very, very important to understand what we talked about today. SyncQ, I don't know what SyncQ is, to be honest. 8,000 of volume. Why are you bullish on this, bro? Revolutionizing the future of digital resource management. Interesting. I like the debit card. This is pretty cool. Interesting. So they just offer services. I don't understand this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really don't understand what SyncQ is. I like to follow hype. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like to follow hype and things I understand. And these tokens, I don't understand. And I don't like the volume, to be honest. I just don't like the low volume. The circulating supply is at 38.92, which I also don't like. What else? Let's see. And they could be really solid projects, chat, but like, typically, if a project, I think projects, especially the lower caps, or you have to really understand the space, or you have to understand the narrative. The future of aviation of digital is a tokenized company dedicated to integrating new technologies and driving, changing transformation throughout the entire industry. Interesting. Yeah, I don't understand this either. I really don't know what this is. $93. I mean, they're at a high market cap. I'm not gonna lie. Their supply is pretty low too, 140,000 holders. But like this to me, not only do I not understand what this is, but also like I don't like the charts, and I don't like jumping into things I don't understand. You know, so like for me personally, I just wouldn't jump into it. That's just me. Can I be wrong in this thing moons? 100%, you know. I've been wrong plenty of times. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I've been right literally all the time. I've been right most of the time. But usually when it comes to not understanding something of what I'm talking about or investing in, I just don't like to talk about it. Like, for example, I just don't like the charts. The charts are like impossible to read for entries. I really don't understand what this token is. So I'm not really hyped about it. The liquidity is very low. 6.50K liquidity with a 93 million market cap is kind of crazy. I wonder if this is like in some centralized exchange or something like that. And then the volume's at $10,000. So it's just little things like that I personally don't like. Can this thing go up to, you know, as high as 60 cents or something like that from what it says right here? Yeah, 100%. But I don't understand his narrative, and, you know, I don't understand it. And for that reason, I just wouldn't buy it personally. As a personal thing, I just don't know enough of it, you know? So maybe this is the big project that's going to go up to, you know, thousands of dollars. I don't know. Steven says, no, I just showed them to you because my dad is part of the founders. It's definitely more of a technical coin. Yeah, which one is it? Avancon or the other one? Because, you know, based on what I'm reading from both of these projects, like, they just provide technologies. And, you know, the thing is that you can have really good technology and understand a lot of these things, But like the question is are people really going to be using this token to transact? And that's the question that you have to also always ask yourself, right? There's a lot of these tokens that, you know, might have revolutionary freaking technology, but it doesn't mean that people are going to like it. You know, it's like Cardano is really good for revolutionary technology, right? Like, why aren't people using, you know, Cardano? You know, are they really going to go ahead and use a Vinco token? I don't know. Probably. I don't think so. You know what I mean? It's like they're offering a loyalty program, crypto payments. Currently, crypto payments integrated with VuPay, which guarantees security through transparent, traceable, and safe financial transactions. And Vu is the first digital B2B marketplace for private jet travel. Search, book, manage, and pay for your private jet charter flights directly. I mean, that's freaking cool. That's freaking cool. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe a lot of people will be transacting on this when they make crypto money, right? Moving the Sky, the B2B private jet marketplace delivers. That's pretty cool, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Well, I have to book a demo, which kind of sucks. But let's see what kind of partners they have. It looks like they have a few airline, Cumlux, Fly Tyro, Fly Away, Just in Time. Interesting. Broker searches for a fly. VO calculate quotes. Broker finds the best match. I mean, I could see this thing being big. VO, Fly, CEO, and partner Robert Flank. This is a new age of technology companies led by skilled, well-rounded industry experts who the most impactful founders, most performing technology. I mean, it's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, but as I mentioned, like that's the thing. Like sometimes, like good technology, it just doesn't sell. Like, you know what I mean? It's like does a Vanco token and ZinQ have better technology than a lot of things? 100%. But apparently, according to the market, what we're seeing, ZinQ is not as valuable as GME, right? GME is valued at 45.95 million market cap, and ZinQ has a lower supply, 42 million, and GME already surpassed that, right? So like, I think in my opinion, like a project could have the best revolutionary technology, but if it's up to the community is going to buy what the heck the community wants to buy, dude. Like if a community wants to buy a token called GME, the community is going to freaking buy it. If the community wants to buy a token named AMC, the community is going to buy it, right? We have to understand that we're in an age where people like to buy things of not only one, they understand, but two, they like, and they like to be a part of, right? And that's why meme tokens are so big, because they push a narrative that people believe and understand. And that's what we're seeing right here, right? It's like, can these two tokens right here provide way better, you know, actual services and revolutionary technology compared to the Solana meme tokens on GME and AMC? 100%. But at the end of the day, it's going to be up to the community to make that decision, right? And right now, the community is showing that there's more value in GME than there is in Vinco and ZinQ. And GME doesn't really have a technology. They don't have revolutionary technology, right? So we have to also remember that, at least for me personally, I like to go ahead and trade hype, and I like to go ahead and trade narratives. It's all about catching on to the trends early. So can I see a possibility of a Vinco being pretty big when the bull run takes off? Yes, because there's going to be a lot of people with a lot of money trying to search for a freaking private jet. I know I am. You know what I mean? If I make it big this bull run, I know for sure I'm going to be searching on how I can freaking book a charter private jet, right? And I'm sure a lot of you would too. So maybe this is the move. But you know, you have to ask yourself, like, what trend you're riding, right? Are you riding the current trend, or are you riding a predictable trend in the future? And if you're riding the current trend, it's easier to make money, in my opinion. And if you're trying to be the first one to hop on the trend, there's two case scenarios that could happen. The trend does really well and it takes off, and you make a lot of freaking more money than a lot of people, and you're like, John, I told you so. And I'm going to be like, congratulations, bro. I'm glad you made a lot of freaking money and I didn't see the value. Or there's going to be two where you're heavily invested in projects like this. I'm not pointing these projects out. I'm just giving an example. You're heavily invested in projects like this, and while everything else in the market's pumping, and these tokens aren't doing anything, right? Which is obviously not going to be the case either, because we have altcoin season. These things are going to pump as well. It's kind of a bad example, I guess, if you want to call it. But it's just something to keep in mind, right? The community decides what they put value in, and this goes back to AMC. You have the option to say how much this is worth. If you think this is worth a 30 million market cap, we're going to push for 30 million. If you think this thing's worth 100 million market cap, we're going to push for 100 million, right? As a community. And that's how these meme tokens pump. You know, they're based on what people put value on. Glenn, how's it going, man? Good morning. Both are good. They pumped a little because they had a big project in Dubai a few days ago. Nice. Jason, Casper is the best Bitcoin day trading crypto analyst by far out there. You should definitely check him out. You won't be disappointed. He doesn't pay attention to the news. Strictly TA shows trades. Nice. Thanks, Crypto Kyle. Definitely go ahead and check him out. What do you think is the number one coin which will create the most millionaires in the bull run? Solana, bro. Solana. I've never been a big fan of Solana. I've never liked Solana. I'm going to be honest with you. I've always hated Solana, especially since last bull run. I think even Solana till this day is overvalued and overpriced. But I believe Solana is going to be the one. And the reason why I say that is because of the meme tokens, right? They're going to make a lot of millionaires off the meme tokens, and they already have, right? So this is the beginning. So I think Solana is going to be the chosen one, and it's going to make a lot of people millionaires, in my opinion. And it already has done that, right? So I think Solana is going to be the one that does it the most, in my opinion. It's really easy to transact in it. It's really fast, and it's really cheap, and the community is overhyped about it. Like, I feel like Solana is kind of like the Gucci of the things, you know what I mean? It's like, it's overly hyped. Everybody knows it. There's like the technical people understand that Solana is not the best. There's better things out there, but it's a good product to use, right? That's all Solana is kind of viewed at. Like, I don't think Solana is revolutionary, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but I don't think Solana is the only thing that could do what it's doing. The only reason why it's doing what it's doing is because there's a lot of big money behind it. There's institutional buyers and sellers pushing Solana to new all-time highs. There's a lot of influence on Solana, right? We talked about how Solana has a lot of political power behind it too. You know, at the time with the FTX and everything. So that's the reason why Solana is priced at where it's at, right? There's a lot of behind the scenes political moves and insider trading, if you want to call it, with Solana. And that's why Solana is like, top 10 tokens, I think top 5 now. And that's the reason why, so for me, I would say Solana is going to be the bigger one, and Solana is going to be the chosen third altcoin, if you want to call it, because you have Bitcoin, you have Ethereum, and I think you're going to have Solana, BNB and Solana. But I think overall, I think Solana is probably going to be the chosen one because of a lot of big money behind it. Steven says the price is really high to get into it now, though. Which one? What's Solana is pretty high? Yeah, but you have to understand, you also have leverage trading, which you can make most of your money on. Leverage trading is pretty easy. I want to take that back. Leverage trading is simple, so you can make some really good money there. And as I mentioned, if Solana pumps, a lot of these meme tokens will as well. So I believe this. I think the whole market's going to make a lot of money off Solana mostly, and I'm sure there's going to be other blockchains out there like Metis, Cardano. They're going to be coming up with their own meme tokens. We saw Snake on Cardano come out, but I think overall Solana is going to make a lot of new millionaires this bull run for sure. 100% more millionaires will be minted on Solana, in my opinion. Yeah, but as I mentioned, Steven, like Solana is going to be like one of those projects that you could leverage trade on, and you have to consider meme coin trading. So if you're doing like meme coin trading, I think a lot of millionaires will be made on AMC. On sorry, not just AMC, on Solana. That's why I'm bullish on Solana. Even though I don't like Solana and I think it's overvalued in price, I think Solana is going to continue to go up higher. I mean, it's top 5 right now. But if we're talking about like a lower cap altcoin, I would say CRO, man. Honestly, I would say CRO would make a lot of people a lot of money. The thing is, a lot of these projects are kind of already kind of priced in. Like a lot of these projects, probably at the most, we could probably do another additional like 30, 40%, 40x, maybe another additional 20x right now at this time in the market. So I would say it just your best bet is going on to like the speculative place, as far as like, unless you have like over $100,000 or $200,000 and you're going all into Ethereum or like Solana, you could easily become a millionaire that way, right? But I'm assuming most people will probably be trading these lower cap altcoins and meme tokens and throwing them into higher cap altcoins. And the tokens most people are going to be trading is going to be on Solana. What's the step I got to take to be one of those millionaires? That's a great question, man. I'm not a millionaire myself, so I wouldn't be able to answer that. But what I could answer is, the best bet from what I've seen is going into projects early on, willing to take that risk. And that's kind of what you have. That's the only option you can do, man. It goes with anything in life. Sometimes you just have to take the risk, right? It might sound scary. It might look unpredictable. It might look, chances are against your odds. But sometimes you have to be willing to take that speculative, I don't want to say guess, but that speculative intuition and just go with it. I think AMC and GME is going to make a lot of money on a lot of people, right? And I'm sticking to that belief, so like where it comes to it, I think where you could become a millionaire quite doable. I don't want to say easy, because it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be very, very doable, is trading Solana meme tokens. We have a guy named Vernon that literally he's a mod in my channel. He's made over 17 grand this week alone trading meme tokens, right? And I think that guy's like 17, bro, or something like that. He's young, dude. He's freaking young. And I'm like, dude, you're gonna become a millionaire this bull run for sure if you keep it up. But that's the way you make money, the Solana place, the high risk, high reward. And there is ways for you to prevent that from where it comes to losing money, but something's always gonna happen. There's no way to prevent you not losing money. Something's always going to happen, and you just have to stick to it, right? So I think Solana meme tokens is going to be your best way to make that money. And then once you make that capital, is redeploying that money into altcoins, and then heading into a little bit more of the speculative place. Like these are a little bit more guaranteed, like 5x's if you were to call it, anywhere from the top 100 tokens. And then if you want to go into like the more speculative plays, you go into like the ones right here on the gaming sector on CoinMarketCap, and you go into the ones that not that many people are in. Let's say, for example, like Wax could be one of them. We could say GameFi. I'm really bullish on GameFi. I mean, this thing was over $300 in the last bull run, right? You see that? It doesn't mean it's going to happen again, but it means it could possibly happen. Hello Labs is pretty freaking bullish, but like these tokens are like 15 cents, right? So like the whole goal is for all of us is to make money on the meme tokens, make 20, 30, 40, 50 grand, and then come in here and spread our $10,000 into these higher risk tokens, risk 10 grand or 5 grand into the higher risk tokens. And then from there, after you do that, you go into the higher cap altcoins and you place safer bets, maybe buy Ethereum, maybe buy some BNB, buy some Solana, and then just diversify on these top tokens right here as a hedge, you know what I mean? So you have like your super risky assets, which is your meme tokens or gambling tokens, if you want to call them. You take those, then you go ahead and take the profits and you throw your money into the higher cap altcoins, and you throw it onto the speculative sides, which is gaming. I think gaming is going to be really big. DPIN, I don't even freaking know what DPIN is, but I've been hearing a lot about DPIN. I think this has to do with a lot with like cloud computing and all that, right? So like then you go in here and then you just start throwing some money in here, you know, maybe just risk out of that 50 grand that you made, risk 5 or 3 grand into a lot of these projects right here, and just know that some of them are probably gonna go to zero. But you're spreading your chances and your odds, right? Then you stick your remaining money into the higher cap altcoins, and then, or you know, do 80% stable coin or 90% stable coin, and you do the remaining 10 to 30% on the medium cap altcoins, right? But I would say having exposure to the lower cap altcoins, the high risk, high reward, is going to be your best bet on making money. But it's also going to be your best way to lose all your money if you don't have a plan of action to go ahead and prevent that, right? Render is a top pick. Yes, I do got to say Render is pretty good. What's the step? Yeah, I agree with you. So it's just really catching on to trends early, man. So like, just like the projects that you showed me right now, you know, even though I might not be a believer in them, maybe those are the trends, right? Maybe that is the next big meta, you know, and you have to be willing to take that risk and stick to it. But you also have to know that if your risk doesn't plan out pretty well, you're going to lose everything. And you also have to be okay with that. So you have to ask yourself, what are you okay doing? You know, are you okay, you know, making a 10, 20x on the top 20 tokens? Like, you're not going to make that much money on these tokens right here, Chad. I'm sorry to break it. At the most, you'll probably make a 20x, maybe a 10, or I think at the most a 20x. I would just say, I would put a cap that most of these tokens right here, top of the page, you'll make a 20x max. And you'll probably won't see no more than like probably like a 5 to like a 10x. Most of these projects have already kind of topped. So they're kind of already at the top, right? So the most of these projects could do is probably an additional 10x on most. Maybe even less than that, right? The ones with the bigger, like 100x, 2000x, is going to be on the riskier plays. But that's going to require risk, right? So that's kind of like where you're at there as well with all of that. But definitely, if you want to go ahead and leverage trade or load up on Solana with no KYC, check out BingX and MEXC. Both of these platforms are non-KYC. It literally takes less than 3 seconds to create an account on these. And you also have Bybit being the best exchange. And if you need a VPN, check out NordVPN. 69% off with 3 months extra. So let's go ahead and be on the lookout for the markets. Hope I could see all of you on the AMC Telegram. And I hope all of you have a wonderful day today. I'll catch all of you on to the next.